Welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson. I'm out on the road this week, but the guys have a brand new show coming your way. We're going to stick with our theme of bow hunting across the state, and Jordan's going to take us north for a UP bow hunt. And there is a new caliber that's been approved for deer hunting in southern Michigan. Gabe Van Wormer is going to tell us all about that, but it's not all about deer hunting this week either. Jimmy has another exciting hunt for us.
Well, that's right, Jenny. There are a few more things going on here in the great state of Michigan right now when it comes to the outdoor world other than just deer hunting. I was recently at the first ever Woodcock Challenge put on by the Ruffed Grouse Society. Happened just outside of Gaylord. You won't want to miss that. What a phenomenal time of the year to be in the woods. So much going on right now. Make sure you stay tuned. We've got a great show lined up for you. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger, and it's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's the love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By Meyer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meyer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meyer. By Showspan, producing consumer shows including the Ultimate Fishing Show, Detroit, January 8th through 11th at Novi's Suburban Collection Showplace. The show features fishing tackle, fishing trips, fishing boats, and seminars on all Michigan game fish. The Ultimate Fishing Show, Novi, January 8th through 11th. By Country Smokehouse, offering a variety of meat products. Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 on M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen.
Well, we're all out of shells. That's because this week we're going to test some of the new straight-walled cartridges out there that are legal this year in southern Michigan. As promised, we had a chance over the last couple months to take a closer look at some of the new cartridges and rifles that will be legal this November for southern Michigan hunters. On the retail side, gun shops are seeing an increased interest in these type of guns.
I mean, it's been huge. I mean, when they announced the law, I think it was back in June, or the regulation change, we started getting calls instantly saying, hey, what's this new law? What does it do, or what does it mean, or what guns can I buy? It's new to these customers, so we're informing guys what calibers you can get. But as far as the retail side, sales have been jumping, quadrupled in sales, so it's been great.
Well, Michigan decided they were going to let us use carbines down here in the lower zone, and any cartridge case that's a straight wall case under 1.8 inches is legal to use. Well, we've been getting some interest in 4570s. Some people seem to think that that's one of the cartridges you can use, but it's not. It's too long, the brass is too long. 450 Bushmaster, that's one of the top dogs as far as velocities. 460 Smith. 50 Beowulf is kind of an exotic one, but you can use that one also. So there's a lot of different choices out there.
Well, the first gun we are testing out is a 460 Smith & Wesson. This is kind of on your custom end of the guns that'll be legal this year. This is an MGM barrel, match grade machine barrel, with a Revolution's thumbhole stock on an Encore frame. We also have a Trijicon scope on here. Put this gun together. This is going to be kind of your upper end type of gun, but it's a good shooter, and it's probably one that some people are going to be taking advantage of this year. This is the kind of gun that if you're doing your homework, This gun will be a 200-yard gun, which will match some of those muzzleloaders you're already shooting out there today. This kind of a gun is going to be shooting around 2,900 feet per second, which is extremely fast for a straight-walled cartridge. So it's a fun gun, very cool to shoot, nice shooting gun, and you don't have to clean your gun every single time like you do a muzzleloader. This would be a good option for southern Michigan hunters this fall. Mark Klett of Cohocton also had an MGM 460 barrel for his Encore frame. He's had a little more time to fine-tune his, and he showed me what the outer limits can be for this round.
These were a couple of shots I just took at, this is 265 yards, maybe close to 270. And you can see it's about a foot low, maybe 11 inches, something like that. So while it's certainly in the range, it's this would be, I think, at the maximum possible range. So pretty equal with some of the real hot muzzleloaders today.
No doubt the most popular cartridge will be the .44 Magnum. This will be a great option for youth and adult hunters alike.
While we were shooting the CVA, getting it final sighted in actually for Gabe and his boys this year, just a great gun. This is kind of the if you will, the working man's option, or maybe an economy option, if you will. Retail price in the $300 to $400 range, but really a great gun. Shoots very smoothly. It just has a great balance, lightweight, perfect for women and youth to handle. And I've said it several times on this gun, I think the most probably attractive feature, I think, is the trigger. Great trigger pull, which is really the mark of any good gun. You're going to be able to shoot any gun better with a great trigger in it. So, and this one is really nice, very crisp, not real heavy, kind of right in the middle of the weight, and just is easy to shoot well, I think. So I can't believe any person that would put one of these in their hands wouldn't have a lot of confidence heading out there. Now the .44 arguably is really a 100-yard or less cartridge, really, for most people. If you do your homework, you might be able to shoot a little bit further, maybe 125, I suppose 150 yards. You could push it, again, only if you're doing your homework and actually shooting at those ranges. You want to make sure that you can do it. But at 100 yards and under, just a great option for people out there. And you can see it doesn't recoil, just very pleasant to shoot. You can shoot this all day. Well, here's our final sight-in group. We're at 100 yards here with the CVA 44 mag rifle. And you can see we had just a real nice group here, basically about an inch low at 100 yards. So, you know, this is probably about the maximum. We're probably going to use this gun, and certainly with young men going to be hunting with us this year, they're going to be trying to stay within a closer range anyway. So just perfect, great group. Again, trigger really helps, makes a great gun.
These are only two of the options available for this year in the new limited firearm zone. We decided a little more testing was in order, so we took the .44 mag out into the field to see if we couldn't take a doe on a crop damage permit and see how the rifle would do.
Well, that was a good shot. Looked like all right, so she jumped on us. So hopefully that might be the first deer killed with a .44 mag in the lower zone. Even though it is a crop damage deer, which still. Then they actually talk about the rifle we used. It was a CVA Scout, and this is really the great option, I think, that's out there for guys that a little more on a budget. These guns retail in the $300 to $400 range, and it comes doesn't come with a scope. You can get a package with a scope, but this one came with the scope mounts, which they all do. The thing I like about it is that a lot of times it's a little more economical gun. A lot of times the trigger is not very good. This one's got a really great trigger for a gun that's a little more inexpensive, and actually I'd say it's as good as any trigger on any gun that I've ever had. So that's saying a lot, I think, and a good trigger usually makes a good shot.
Mark made a good shot on this doe at 130 yards, which is pushing the 44 to its limit. With some homework, though, it's a doable shot. No matter what you take into the field this fall, make sure you spend some time on the range. The new laws should add some good options for both youth hunters and adults alike.
Well, if you needed another excuse to go buy some new guns, there you have it. If you're going to be hunting in southern Michigan, or really anywhere in Michigan, you'd like to try out those calibers, might be something to take a look at this year. We're going to shift gears now and head to the Birdwoods, joining the Ruffed Grouse Society on their first ever Woodcock Challenge. Last week I was doing one of my favorite things, heading north to chase bird dogs. I arrived after the first day's hunt and was getting to see just how the guys fared for day one of the Woodcock Challenge. All right, what have we got going on here, young fella?
Well, we're checking in the birds from today's hunt, and up here we're right now I'm just aging them and sexing them and keeping a running tally of how many people got.
Okay. Well, can you show me, how do you tell a male woodcock from a female?
Well, the main thing I'm looking at here is the width of these outer primaries. These three guys right here.
Okay.
And there are exact measurements if you want to get technical about it. If you do a few at a time, you can start to see how narrow those are. That one's a male. Let's find a female here. Compared with these male outer primaries, you can see it's a small difference.
Okay.
But it really
was enough to, yeah, you can see the difference
there. You can see the difference.
Now, is the old dollar bill in the beak, is that still hold?
Yeah, I mean that's covering. Well, it's not 100%, but it's a good quick method in the field. And RGS has a couple of publications here that go through in detail, woodcock in hand, talking about aging and sexing them. Same thing with grouse.
Most groups did find birds today. Not a lot, but enough to keep you in the woods most of the day. This event here that the Ruffed Grouse Society was putting on was really top-notch.
We are having the inaugural Woodcock Challenge. Earlier this year, the Ruffed Grouse Society created a sister organization, the American Woodcock Society, and this is an event that's affiliated with that new sister organization. Michigan is one of the top upland bird hunting states in the country. It's got a great grouse population here. Earlier this year, the Department of Natural Resources opened up the GEMS program up in the UP. There are some that are going to be taking place, or that are going to be developed in the northern part of the Lower Peninsula going forward. The woodcock hunting in Michigan has always been good. There's a very good native population, and the birds are coming down from Canada right now. So we've got a lot of flight birds that are coming through too, so that's making for exciting times out in the woods right now.
Al Stewart gave some great insight into upland hunting, and then one of the premier wing shooters in our state, Brian Belinsky, gave some shooting tips as well.
Everything. That's probably one of the worst choices you could make. What was the long shot today? 18 yards, 15 yards. When I spend so much time shooting live ammunition into a steel patterning plate, be surprised how tight some improved cylinder chokes are. Their patterns oftentimes are not much bigger than this at 16 yards. Different.
Eventually, the bar thinned out, and after a few hours, we were back at it getting ready to hit the woods. Michigan is far and away the leader in woodcock harvest, so having the event here really made a lot of sense.
We are doing the American Woodcock Celebration, which is proper to do it here. #1 state in production of woodcock, #1 state in harvest of woodcock. Michigan is the woodcock capital. So this was a grand idea. We've got a beautiful location here right in the heart of woodcock country. And I couldn't be more boastful about our great state. So anything to bring people in, we've got people from 4 states here. It's a 3-day event, a lot of fun, education, get out and hunt, learn about woodcock, enjoy woodcock, celebrate the season. the number one comment I'm hearing is, what are the dates for next year? So that's a sign that everything's clicking well. Now, are we bringing as many birds back as we'd like? No, the flight birds aren't in. We thought they'd be, but they're not. You know, that kind of tricked us a little bit, but everybody's learning. Everybody's getting some shots and having a great time.
Well, we were having a great time, and at least right off the get-go, we were into birds. Now, as you can see, you only have a fraction of a second in most cases to get a shot off. It's amazing how fast these birds can get around a tree, and it's also hard taping these hunts, like here, where we had 2 dogs on point. I went left, and the bird went up in front of the other dog to my right.
Nice shot.
Let's see.
Good girl, we'll be fine. We got a nice woodcock. It's a little male. The feathers there and the outer primaries are really narrow. Has a little short bill, less than the width of a dollar bill.
I didn't hit very hard.
And then
we were following one dog and went up in front of you there, Eric?
It did.
Okay.
Yep, that was Al's dog pointed that one.
Nice.
Maybe they both pointed it. They were both
He
kind
was
of
running around.
yeah, they were going back and forth, and they certainly had scent, given what we have. So
well, the camera was rolling, but I was
very
not.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, look at the pretty colors.
Yeah.
Under the tail feathers there of
Pretty bird.
That silvery gray.
I love everything about upland hunting. The smell of the woods, the wing shooting, the camaraderie of the hunt, watching good dogs work, and all in the crisp air of a fall day. It's tough to beat.
To the left. Looks like you struck gold there.
I think we got some feathers in the air anyway.
You're on our way into a point, and up it went. A good shot.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You got here, Al.
Nice.
Oh, that's a nice bird.
This is a nice big female. Look at that.
It is. Well, I was
Very
too busy
nice bird.
ducking from the one that went over my head, and this one went out the other way.
Yeah, that other one was actually even a better shot, but it flew right at you. The dog had that one, took 2 more steps, and pointed another bird.
It was a nice pair
So,
there.
and then this is a really nice female. Look how long the bill is.
Thanks to the Ruffed Grouse Society for all they do, and thanks to Bruce for putting on such a fun event. Upland hunting is one of those things folks from all over the country come to Michigan to do. We have such variety in our great state, and our grouse and woodcock cover, well, it's world class. Bird dogs and old guns. Just another example of what it means to experience pure Michigan.
Hi, I'm Jordan Brown, and for our next segment on this week's show, I'm up here in the Upper Peninsula to kind of check in on the deer numbers as well as learn a little more about what bow hunting's like on the east side of the UP.
I've been hunting in the UP for about 25 to 28 years, and I really enjoyed it, fell in love with it, hunting with my dad, my brother, and as life does, it takes us in different directions. My dad doesn't come up here anymore, he hunts at home, but I continue to hunt up here, and my buddies would ask me to kind of help them find spots. It went from a couple of guys to 3 or 4 guys, and pretty soon, I kind of spawned my business venture with the East Lake Outfitters and guiding. And I fell in love with that as much. I haven't had as much time to hunt, but it's nice seeing people have a good time and succeed hunting themselves.
After getting settled into camp, I was ready to hit the woods for my very first UP bow hunt.
Well, here it is, the 3rd week in October. We're way back here in the middle of nowhere in the eastern UP. A beautiful area, but our expectations are realistic. This area, along with the entire UP, had a huge winter loss last year, and that's part of the reason we're up here. We want to see how bad it was, really check out some new area. This is the first time I've ever hunted in the UP, so I'm excited to be in the tree stand nonetheless, and hopefully we'll get lucky and we'll see a few deer.
Well, my first UP bow hunt ended without seeing a single deer, which wasn't a huge surprise given last year's winter. Gary estimates the total winter deer loss in this area of the state at north of 50%. And in an area of the state that has relatively low deer densities as is, losses may be even more apparent.
When we talk about deer numbers, as far as hunting, I don't pretend to be a biologist because I'm not. But one thing that's kind of neat is the numbers, not at its peak, but at its normal year, they're not going to rival Zone 3, or that commonly called Southern Michigan hunting. You're not going to see 15, 20 deer, even 30 deer, whatever it might be at a setting. You're going to see a handful of deer, maybe 6 or 7 or 8 deer. I honestly think that many of the years that I've been hunting up here, the buck to doe ratio has been about 50%. And if somebody doesn't want to shoot maybe a subordinate buck, maybe that spike horn or that 3-point, all you got to do is wait. Yeah, you might wait a couple of days, but boy, you just have the nostalgic side of things that the UP has. Those big, heavy deer with the big antlers, that chocolate-colored antler that it has. This year, obviously, is a little bit different. I've heard the DNR quote, 50%, 60%. I would agree with them. And, maybe I'm leaning, in my humble opinion, just boots on the ground, that the deer herd in my neck of the woods that I, walk out and see, I think we're down probably 60% or more. But that's happened before. I'm sure it has, and it'll rebound and we'll get back on our feet.
After getting skunked the first couple of sits, we decided to change locations in hopes of getting a few deer on camera. This spot was a little more open with lots of cedars and looked like something you might expect to find when hunting the eastern UP.
Eastern UP, and we're probably located in the heart of that, right where we're at here by East Lake. It has a lot to offer, but the neat thing about it is when you're here, you're not that far from home. Yeah, the deer herd's down, but I think that's that's not a new concept today with the winters that we've had, in Michigan and some other challenges that the UP has. But it'll bounce back as it always has, and the UP just kind of waits for the next person to come up and fall in love with it.
Well, in 2 days of hunting, I never did see a deer, and it was a painful reminder of just how bad last year's winter was here in the Upper Peninsula. Special thanks to Gary Morgan for having me in camp and showing me around the Eastern UP.
Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you join us right back here over the next few weeks. We have a lot of exciting stuff happening this fall. We'll be out doing some duck hunting. We will also give you some wild game recipes and more deer hunting, of course. If you'd like to check us out online, you can always do that too.
Well, make sure you are joining us over the next few weeks here in Michigan Out of Doors. This is my favorite time of the year to be a sportsman here in the state of Michigan, and so much happening, so make sure that you're joining us each week. And if you do miss a week, or you're going to be up north at deer camp or whatever it might be, TV. Make sure you check us out online at MichiganOutofDoorsTV.com. We have full episodes of the show there every week. And if you do the Facebook thing, we're on there pretty much every day, letting you know what's going on as we're traveling this great state, trying to bring you a brand new episode of Michigan Out of Doors every week of the year. Firearm deer season is only a little over a week away. What a time to be a sportsman here in the state of Michigan. Make sure you join us right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Jay's Sporting Goods with locations in Clare and Gaylord. Jay's, serving the Michigan outdoor enthusiast since 1971 with a wide variety of outdoor products. The gear, the knowledge, the tradition of Jay's, on the web at jayssportinggoods.com. By Chappelle, providing sleds, shelters, and accessories for your time on the ice. Chappelle offers a line of pop-ups, flipovers, and the Bay Runner, a mobile cabin with a shelf for electronics and a sliding seat. On the web at chappelle.com. By Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas energy in homes, farms, and businesses across our great state. Learn more at usemichiganpropane.com. By Meyer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meyer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meyer. Closed captioning is brought to you by Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas to outdoor enthusiasts across our great state.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love this land. I am a Michigan man. From Keweenaw down to St. George,